Hello and welcome, I'm Raziel, and today is about next steps. So you've got your starter set, your first posse, your first army, and you're going, what to do next? What do I do next? See, what I do, I'm not going to say what I would do because it's what I do, is I look at what I've got, and then I look at what I need, and I use the Force Organization chart from Horus Heresy for this. Because it's very, very good for you to look at how to build an army. You have a nice army, you have a nice well-rounded army, and it looks kind of cool. Because you have a little bit of everything, and it's all pretty much equally distributed. The first thing I do, and I got to emphasize this is what I do. This is not something I would do, this is something I do. I'm so childish. Anyway, is I get a notebook, and I write down what I've got, so what I've already spent money on, and then I write out what I need. So let's take Grey Knights. Yeah, it's basically something, okay? And you say, well, I've got the Combat Patrol box. It cost me £90. Well, £95 now, isn't it? And I've got my HQ, I've got 2 troops, and I got my heavy support, so I can tick them off, tick. I go, okay, so what do I need? I need another HQ to fill out the HQ slot. I need 2 more heavy support, 4 more troop choices, and 3 fast attack and 3 elite. What you could do here, and to quickly fill it out at a lower cost, is get another combat patrol box. So now you have 2 heavy support, 2 HQ, and you say, do you know what? I'm going to make paladins and interceptors. So now you've got elites and fast attack to go with it. But like I said, get a notebook and pen and write down the combat patrol box. Write down how much it costs. And not only that, write down the points limit of that box. So you work out the points for each one. And then you say, okay, I want my army to stop at 2,000 points. I don't want to go any more than 2,000 points. Having this limitation on yourself works really well. Because you can kind of know what you're going for and what you're going to get and when to stop. And then you write down that, and you can write down everything you're going to need to get. So let's say you got a second combat patrol box for the second HQ and want to save money, and then you go, okay, so I don't need any more HQ, so I'm not going to get another combat patrol box, but I do need another heavy support, I do need another 4 troop choices and 2 elite and 2 fast attack. Okay, so what can I do here? So you say buy a strike squad, another Terminator squad, and that's it for this example. So now you go, okay, so now I'm going to make another squad of Terminators, so that's another troop squad choice, and I'm going to do a Purgatory squad and another Interceptor squad. So now you've got 4 troop choices, 2 HQ, 2 elites, 2 fast attack, and 2 heavy support. And then you'll see right at the end there, you've got only need 1 of each to finish. Or 2 troops, of course. So you don't need to really spend much more else because you've got your limit there. Having a limit on what to spend and what to get helps you not only budget your money in a fantastically easy way, you also have a way of knowing how your army is going to look. By the time you finish this Force Organization, you filled it out, and you're going, right, I'm happy now. I've got my Force Organization chart filled out. It's all good and done. And you have an army you'll see and you go, wow, that looks cool. And then you can just add on whatever you want, change your army, but you've kept down the prices of it, which is really, really important in this game. Wargaming is expensive, and not just Games Workshop. It's not one of the cheapest hobbies, because you don't forget, you still have to buy paint and glue and clippers and other tools to do this hobby. It's a great fun hobby. It's really good. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing this hobby. So this way, like I said, using the Force Organization chart, calculating how much you need and what you're going to buy. Actually write down what you're going to buy and what you need. So, and then you can cross it off once you've got it. And so you'll know not only how many points you're going to be using, but how much it's going to cost you in the end as well. So you'll know how much you'll be spending overall, minus paint and glue and tools. And having that number at the end also can sort of give you an idea how long it will take you to build this army and how much you're going to need to spend as well. Because, and when you do cost it out, don't go to Wayland Games to do this for prices, or any third party shop. Go to the Games Workshop shop, go to Wayland Games for War Cradle, go to Mantic, go to Warlord Games, go to their official pricing, not without the discount, so you know the top end you're going to have to pay out for your army, and then not what you do spend up, because you, again, go to Wayland Games to buy your models, but always budget at the high end, because you don't know whether or not you can get it. Well, to be honest, if you get it from anywhere but Games Workshop, you're probably going to get it. But you do know that top end budget. You know exactly how much at top it will cost you to build your army at the very, very most. And that's it. That's all you need to do for a big army game. And then you can just, once you've done that, once you've filled out your first organisation chart and have it all finished, then you basically go wherever you want next. You can follow this routine with your next army. Or you can say, you know what, I'm really enjoying this army. I'm going to continue building this army, adding what I want when I want now. And then you can start sort of putting it around to your own taste. And you say, like, okay, so when I play, I find my interceptors really good. I'm doing a really good job with my interceptors. I'm enjoying them a lot, so I'm going to have some more interceptors. Or you can say, well, my terminators are really good at teleporting and holding objectives. I'm going to have some more terminators. And you can start really having a feel, because you know how everything plays and how everything works without having to worry about much. And with the, like I said, I'm using Grey Knights, you can get something like Rhinos for your transport, or you can get some flyers as well as dreadnoughts. And you can say, okay, so I've got two elite choices. I've got my paladins and my purgatory squad. My last one will be a dreadnought. I'm going to get a dreadnought to see how that plays. So you have a nice variety for your elite, and so forth and so forth. And it's just a nice way of doing your army, and you can have a nice idea of what it looks like. You can get like a land raider, or anything, because you've budgeted it. You know how much you're going to be spending as well. And with a budget, and you go into your local game shop and you're going, right, I'm collecting Grey Knights, this is my list on what I want to get, you're going to be less tempted to go and buy something you don't want. You're going to be less tempted to go, oh, that's pretty, and go and buy it. You're going to be like, right, no, I need this. I'm going to get this. I'm not going to overspend. And you're less likely to overspend if you have a list of what you need to buy as well. Anyway, but now let's get to skirmish games, because skirmish games are slightly different. Because they only need the one squad, you don't need to buy a big army to play it. There's not much you can really do as a next step. You could just go to a different faction. You can, you know what, I'm not feeling this faction. I'm not a fan of Warrior Nations. I don't know why you wouldn't be. They look fantastic. And so you move to the Watchers, Lawmen, the Union. Yes, I named my 4 favourite. And you go, there you go. That's where I'm going next. Or let's say you're doing Warrior Nations. You go, do you know what? I'm really enjoying this Death from Above posse. I'm going to get myself Maria Napa. She's a nice looking model. So you get yourself a nice legendary character, a nice character that will look good for your army. That'll be a nice centerpiece for it. You go, there you go, and you can look, and it will just look fantastic when you play that on the field. You've got this nice looking character, and and the same works for Kill Team as well. You go out, you buy a single blister of a lieutenant, a champion, I don't know, can you use Farseers? But something that you can use as a centerpiece for your squad. You go, do you know what? Actually, I don't think you can with Kill Team, but you buy like basically a top end, basically a sergeant. So even if it's a lieutenant for your Space Marines, you can say he's a sergeant, because that's it. He's a sergeant. He's equipped like a sergeant. He's a sergeant. But something that looks cool for your army, for your squad, and it stands out again. This model's there just to stand out and look apart from everything else, but bring everything else together at the same time. He's a nice, cool looking centerpiece just for your squad. And that's what I would do for those 2 different games. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it insightful. If you did, leave a comment. I like reading comments. I like having a nice discussion down there with you guys, whether you agree with me or not. It's not about me, licking my boots. I'm actually happy if you disagree. I'm happy to have that conversation with you guys. I think it's a great thing for everyone to do. And I only do it for the conversation. I know it does help with the algorithm, but that never comes into mind when I have these conversations with you guys. It's always about the conversation. And if you do want to support the channel, go to Wayland Games down below. If you want to save money on your wargaming, of course, you get up to 20% off wargaming stuff and free delivery off to £20. There is also Forbidden Planet for all your fun, cool, geeky merchandise, t-shirts, t-shirts, comics, DVDs, mangas, actual comics, all cool merchandise, toys, this really cool stuff for your geeky collection. And there is, of course, my merchandise, stickers, t-shirts, bags, notebooks, all stuff with my art just stuck all over it, and I hope you like it. I hope it looks cool. There is also my comics. If you want to see Little Red Riding Hood, go absolutely ham on some Lovecraftian werewolf, cyborg werewolves. Ha! North, so there's no such thing as an original idea. Beat that. I'm sorry. I know he doesn't watch, but he's going to get that message. I'm so screwed. Anyway, there's that one. There's also my horror anthology as well, which is another a cheap comic I made. Both made by me, drawn by me, everything's done by me, so it's all me. And it's not AI either. It's all done by hand. And just a little secret, no pencil either. So all that black ink is straight to paper with ink as well. There is Skyforge. Never forget Skyforge. He's a good friend of mine, and I really hope he gets more support. He needs to be helped with Google algorithm. He doesn't pay me. I'm doing this because he's my mate. Give him a click, especially if you like Pokemon cards. There you go. And finally, Patreon because business. Bye bye.